Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of our podcast. I'm Jake.
And I'm Lena. It's great to have you all here. If you stick with us until the end, we promise your English vocabulary and listening skills will improve. And you'll have a great time with us. Right, Jake?
Absolutely. So let's not waste any time and jump straight into today's topic, street food versus fine dining. Lena, let me ask you right away. Are you more of a street food lover or a fancy restaurant kind of person?
Oh, that's a tough one. I love the experience of a fine dining restaurant. The beautifully presented food, the carefully arranged plates, and the elegant ambiance that makes you feel like you're in a completely different world. The soft lighting, the gentle music in the background, and the attentive service all add to the experience. But honestly, there's something special about grabbing delicious street food from a small stand and eating it right there, surrounded by the lively atmosphere of a bustling street. The sizzling sound of the grill, the smell of spices in the air, and the sight of food being cooked right in front of you make it an experience that feels raw and real. It feels more authentic, like you're truly connecting with the culture and the people. What about you?
I have to agree with you. I mean, fine dining is great for special occasions, but when I travel, I always go for street food. It's cheaper, faster, and usually packed with flavor. Some of the best meals I've ever had came from tiny street vendors.
Exactly. Plus, street food is a great way to experience local culture. When I was in Thailand, I tried pad thai from a street vendor, and it was honestly better than any fancy restaurant version I've had. Have you had a similar experience?
Oh, totally. When I was in Mexico, I had tacos from a tiny food stall, and they were incredible. The flavors were so fresh, and I could see them cooking everything right in front of me. It felt like a true local experience.
But I have to admit, sometimes I do enjoy dressing up and going to a fancy restaurant. The service, the elegant presentation, it makes you feel special. And let's not forget about dessert. Fine dining places usually have the most amazing desserts.
That's a good point. Fine dining is definitely an experience. The ambiance, the attention to detail, the carefully crafted dishes, there's an art to it. But do you think it's worth the price?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. It really depends on the occasion. If it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, then sure. But if I just want to enjoy good food, I'd probably pick street food.
Same here. I guess it comes down to what you value more, the experience or the food itself. Some people love the elegance and exclusivity of fine dining. The feeling of being pampered with high-end ingredients and exceptional service. They enjoy the artistic presentation of each dish, the wine pairings, and the overall sophistication of the setting. On the other hand, some just want great food without the extra cost, preferring the bold flavors, the quick service, and the casual setting of a street vendor. It's all about what matters most to you when you're eating out, luxury or authenticity. Okay, Lena, today's next topic, vacation plans. Adventure or relaxation? Lena, when you plan a vacation, do you prefer an action-packed trip full of adventure, or are you more into relaxing on a beach with a cool drink in your hand?
Oh, that's a tough question. I think I love a mix of both, but if I had to choose, I'd go for relaxation. There's nothing better than lying on a soft, warm beach, feeling the sun on your skin, and hearing the rhythmic sound of the waves crashing against the shore. It's like nature's own lullaby, instantly melting away all the stress and worries from everyday life. No deadlines, no pressure, no schedules, just pure peace, and the freedom to do absolutely nothing if I choose to. What about you, Jake? Do you ever feel the urge to just switch off and unwind completely?
That sounds amazing, but I have to say I'm more of an adventure traveler. I love hiking up steep mountain trails, trying extreme sports like skydiving or whitewater rafting, and exploring hidden gems that most tourists never get to see. Sitting still for too long makes me restless. I need to be out there, moving, experiencing new things, and feeling the rush of excitement. I feel like vacations are the perfect time to step out of your comfort zone and do something thrilling that you'll remember forever. To me, the best kind of trip is one that leaves you with incredible stories to tell.
That makes sense. I mean, I do enjoy some adventure too. I remember one time when I went on a trip to Thailand. I originally planned a super chill beach vacation, just sunbathing, sipping fresh coconut water, and reading my favorite books by the ocean. But then, out of nowhere, I got invited to go scuba diving with a local group. At first, I was hesitant because I had never done it before, but I decided to give it a shot. It was completely unplanned, but once I was underwater, surrounded by colorful fish and stunning coral reefs, I realized it was one of the best experiences of my life. It's funny how sometimes the most unexpected moments turn out to be the most memorable.
That's exactly what I mean. Sometimes the best moments come from unexpected adventures. When I visited Costa Rica, I originally planned to just do some hiking and relax in nature, but then I saw a sign for a ziplining tour through the rainforest. I signed up on a whim, and let me tell you, it was one of the most exhilarating things I've ever done. Flying high above the trees, feeling the rush of the wind, and looking down at the lush jungle below was an unforgettable experience. It made me realize how stepping out of your comfort zone can lead to the most exciting memories. I think food is one of the best parts of traveling. There's nothing quite like discovering a new dish that completely surprises you with its flavors, whether it's enjoying street food in a busy market, having freshly caught seafood by the ocean, or tasting a homemade meal in a small mountain lodge. Every place has something special to offer. I always try to be adventurous with food when I travel because you never know when you'll find your next favorite dish. Have you ever had a meal on vacation that totally blew you away?
When I was in Italy, I stumbled upon a tiny, family-run restaurant in a quiet alleyway. It wasn't fancy, just a few tables and a warm, welcoming atmosphere. I ordered homemade pasta, and from the very first bite, I could tell it was something special. The flavors were so fresh, the sauce was rich and perfectly balanced, and the pasta itself had the perfect texture. It was hands down the best pasta I've ever eaten, and it made me appreciate the magic of simple, high-quality ingredients. What about you, Jake? Have you ever had a food experience while traveling that completely changed your perspective?
For me, it was in Morocco. I tried a traditional tagine dish at a small roadside cafe, and I was blown away by the depth of flavor. The combination of aromatic spices, slow-cooked meat, and sweet caramelized fruit was something I had never tasted before. It made me realize how much culture and history are infused into every bite of a traditional dish. That's why I always encourage people to step out of their comfort zones and try the local food when they travel. You never know when you'll discover something amazing. So, let's jump straight into today's next topic: living in one place versus traveling the world. This is a question that many people think about at some point in their lives. And honestly, there's no right or wrong answer. It all depends on personal preference and lifestyle choices. Some people find joy and comfort in settling down, while others thrive on the excitement of exploring new places and constantly being on the move. Lena, if you had the choice, would you rather settle down in one place, build a stable life with a familiar routine, or would you prefer to spend your life traveling, exploring different cultures, and experiencing the world from a fresh perspective every day? Do you think one option is better than the other, or is there a perfect balance between the two?
Oh, that's such a tricky question. I think both options have their own charm and unique advantages, which makes it really hard to choose just one. Staying in one place gives you a sense of security and allows you to develop deep connections with people, while traveling opens your mind to new experiences and constantly pushes you out of your comfort zone. But if I had to make a decision, I would probably choose to travel the world. There's something truly magical about waking up in a completely different city, hearing a language you don't fully understand, and immersing yourself in an entirely new environment. The idea of exploring historical landmarks, discovering hidden gems, and seeing the world through different cultural perspectives excites me beyond words. It keeps life fresh, unpredictable and full of surprises, making every day an adventure worth remembering.
I totally get that. Traveling definitely sounds like an adventure, and I can see why so many people are drawn to it. There's an undeniable thrill in stepping off a plane into a new country, ready to take in all the sights, sounds, and flavors that place has to offer. But honestly, I think I would prefer having a home base, a place I can always return to, while still traveling occasionally. I love the idea of creating a cozy, personalized space that truly feels like mine, where I can relax, recharge, and take a break from the fast-paced nature of constant travel. It's nice to have somewhere familiar to come back to, a place where you can build long-term friendships, establish a stable routine, and feel grounded no matter where life takes you. That being said, I wouldn't want to give up traveling completely. I just think having a home to return to makes the experience even better.
That makes sense. Having a home definitely gives you a strong sense of stability and belonging, and I can see how that would be comforting. But don't you think staying in one place for too long can start to feel a bit repetitive? I mean, waking up to the same surroundings, following the same routine, and seeing the same people every day can sometimes feel monotonous, especially if you have a deep desire to explore and experience new things. Traveling gives you the opportunity to break free from that cycle and see life from different perspectives. One day, you could be watching the sunset over the Grand Canyon, and the next, you could be wandering through the busy streets of Tokyo, tasting street food, and discovering new traditions. The diversity and excitement that come with travel make life feel more dynamic and unpredictable, which is something I personally love.
True, but there are also a lot of benefits to staying in one place. When you settle down, you have the chance to form deeper connections with the people around you, build a strong community, and create a sense of belonging that isn't always easy to find when you're constantly on the move. There's a certain comfort in knowing your neighbors, having your favorite coffee shop down the street, and feeling like you are truly part of a place. Plus, let's be real, traveling all the time can be exhausting. Constantly packing and unpacking, dealing with different time zones, adjusting to new environments, and figuring out logistics can be exciting but also mentally and physically draining. It's fun, no doubt, but it requires a lot of energy and flexibility to keep up with that kind of lifestyle in the long run.
I guess it really depends on the person. Some people love the thrill of constantly exploring new places, while others find comfort and happiness in a familiar environment. But no matter what, I think travel should be a part of everyone's life in some way or another. Even if you have a home base, taking trips every now and then allows you to refresh your mind, step outside of your daily routine, and gain new perspectives. Experiencing different cultures, meeting people from all walks of life, and learning about traditions that are completely different from your own can be incredibly enriching. It teaches you adaptability, empathy, and open-mindedness, which are all valuable life skills. And let's not forget, one of the best parts of traveling is getting to try amazing food from around the world.
That's a great point. Traveling, even if only occasionally, can help you see the world through a new lens and appreciate the diversity of cultures, traditions, and ways of life. And yes, let's not forget about the food. Tasting authentic dishes from different countries is one of the most enjoyable aspects of traveling. Imagine eating fresh sushi in Japan, indulging in rich pastries in France, or savoring a perfectly spiced curry in India. Each experience tells a unique story about that place. Lena, have you ever had a meal while traveling that completely changed the way you think about food? Something so good that it made you want to explore more countries just to experience their cuisine?
Oh, absolutely. For me, it was in Greece. I had the most incredible seafood by the beach, and the flavors were so fresh and simple, yet absolutely delicious. The fish was grilled to perfection, seasoned with just olive oil, lemon, and a pinch of sea salt. Yet it was one of the most flavorful meals I've ever had. What made it even more special was the setting. I was sitting at a small family-run taverna with a breathtaking view of the turquoise waters, feeling the gentle sea breeze while enjoying my meal. It was such a pure and authentic experience that it completely changed my perspective on food. It made me realize that sometimes the simplest ingredients, when used correctly, can create the most unforgettable flavors. That meal alone inspired me to travel even more, not just to see new places, but to experience different cultures through their food. Every country has its own unique approach to cooking, and tasting those flavors firsthand is like taking a journey through that culture's history and traditions. It's amazing how food can bring people together and tell a story in a way that words sometimes can't. So, what about you guys? Do you prefer street food or fine dining? Tell us in the comments.
And don't forget to check out our playlist in the description for more fun and engaging podcast episodes.
If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our next conversation.
Thanks for your support, everyone. See you next time.
Bye for now.